I need to actually say that to myself out loud. Otherwise, I will forget to record for the VOD. And I absolutely hate downloaded VODs from Twitch. So I feel like I have to record it, so I don't have to do the entire process of downloading it from Twitch to then upload it as a VOD on YouTube. So yeah, doing good. How are you? I'm doing pretty good today. I'm doing pretty good. To be fair, today that's so real. Yeah. Twitch is so annoying with its VODs. Because they just like barely work right. Like for example, so whenever I go into my Twitch page, so I usually have my streams saved into VODs, like being auto-published off, because I think what happened is that like I think sometime last year or the other year or like the year before, I was streaming and I think I had some copyrighted music on, and Twitch muted it, and they were like, hey, this has copyrighted music in it, we recommend you having auto-publish. I think they might have actually just automatically turned auto-publish off of my Twitch page, and I just never turned it back on. I think I was playing something copyrighted, and they were like, hey, this isn't being published until you start this muted section of your VOD out. So yeah, thank you, Most Wanted 799 for the follow. Welcome on in. Well, how are you doing? So yeah, I've never had it turned on for the past like year and a bit, like year and a half. And then so whenever I go into my Twitch page to because for a little bit of context, whenever I like after stream, like straight after stream, I immediately start uploading my VOD to YouTube and like saving it to my drafts. So I just publish my VOD and highlight it like straight after my stream, and it is so annoying the like highlight in stuff, because the thing is it'll only save about like an hour and a half. It'll like automatically highlight like an hour and a half to 2 hours of your stream, like an hour and a half of your stream, even like just like the middle section. I'm just like the like middle section, and I'm just like, why not automatically highlight the entire VOD first? That's my slight pet peeve with Twitch. I have many pet peeves with Twitch, and the only reasons I should say I haven't moved on to another like platform like YouTube is because when I started streaming, I of course came to Twitch because at the time it was, you know, the like kind of most popular and like the kind of one of the best streaming platforms. Like back then, TikTok lives weren't a thing. I don't think they were a thing actually about like 4 years ago. That's how long, like 4.5 years ago. I started streaming in 2020 for reference. Instagram lives weren't really popular for streaming content as far as I was like aware. Like at that time I thought Instagram lives, I mainly used it to talk with friends, like talk with your followers, and like they weren't really made for gaming content basically. Now that I'm interacting with a lot more streamers, it's like it seems that there's like a lot more streaming content on Instagram lives, but it's not like the main thing on Instagram, you know. And then on YouTube, it wasn't like the best like platform to go live on. Like it had like the bare bones features of live, and you would have to constantly refresh. But now I see YouTube live and Twitch live as being like very similar in quality. So if I didn't already have this audience here, and if I didn't already have all my settings set to Twitch, I would probably stream on YouTube. Like if I was starting streaming now, I would probably just stay on YouTube, because sometimes it's a bit easier in terms of like saving VODs and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I can't remember when TikTok became TikTok, but I do remember that when it was Musical.ly, you had to download a separate app in order to go live. I kind of remember that actually. Over the past few years, whenever I've talked about Musically, I've always said, oh, I never had an account. That was kind of a lie, because I forgot I already had an account on Musically from when I was like, 10? But I just completely forgot about it because I barely used Musically. But I did hear that you had to use a separate app when you like went live, I guess. You know what though? You know what? That kind of reminds me, actually. So that kind of reminds me, I guess. If we had the same system of streaming on like phones as we do on like PCs, and I feel like a lot more people would get like annoyed with it, because like obviously we if any of you guys, I know not specifically you guys, but like if anyone else that is watching isn't familiar with how streaming works, basically we have to use on PC specifically, we have to use a separate app, use a separate software to stream from. So for example, I'm using OBS, and then up until I think it was like March last year, I switched to OBS in like March of last year. So for the first like three and a bit, almost 4 years of me streaming, I used Twitch Studio. We cannot directly stream through Twitch unless it's on our phones. And I feel like if streaming on phones was more popular, and like I know there's like Streamlabs and stuff on phones, I know there are a few other apps that you can stream to Twitch through, but if streaming through the Twitch app wasn't possible, I feel like a lot more people wouldn't stream on phones, or just wouldn't stream at all, because I feel like constantly switching between Twitch and your streaming software would be so much more annoying. It's a lot more easier on PC to like switch between Twitch and then like streaming software. Like I have two monitors, right? So I usually have Twitch on one monitor to monitor audio quality and like video quality, and then OBS to monitor everything else. So yeah, I feel like it would be a lot more annoying on phones if you couldn't stream directly through the app, but like on PC, like no one really cares, because it's a lot more easier to do it on PC than on phones. I can't so fair. I'm a cosplayer on, so Musically was the app I spent most of my time on. That is so fair, honestly, because like Musically and TikTok are like the go-to places for cosplay. Like on Instagram is okay, but that's like mainly for pictures, isn't it? Like if you wanted to do like an easier way of showing off your cosplay, then it's like you go to TikTok, you know, and like but then like what am I gonna say? You go to TikTok because also the commenters on Instagram Reels saw me. That is for no reason. That is what I was gonna say. YouTube Reels and Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, they're a whole lot more mean, I guess. Like I haven't really seen that too much, but like whenever I get comments on TikTok, they're just like generally like neutral or like kind of positive. Like for example, I post like edits, like anime edits and stuff like that, and when I post them, there'll be people like asking questions, being like, hey, what's this song, or what's this anime, you know, but then I feel like I'm slightly more scared to post edits than onto Instagram, because I feel like I would get a whole lot more influx of comments. And I think one of my other streamer friends, Kangov, actually posted about this like probably a few months ago, about how there's such a difference between TikTok, Instagram and YouTube. And I saw her video on TikTok first, and then I went on her YouTube and looked at one of her shorts, because she was talking in the TikTok. She was talking about how she posts like Valorant clips, and she was saying like how more people were like being mean about it basically, on YouTube compared to TikTok. And then I went on her YouTube and looked at the specific shorts she was talking about, and people would just being like kind of misogynistic and just being like, be a fucking better aim, you fucking twat. Like, but then people on like TikTok would just be like, oh, good job, whatever. Like, people just, it's so crazy to see like the differences between like TikTok, YouTube and Instagram. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I posted a Ninjago video on YouTube like a few months ago. When was it? It was like 2 months ago, I think. It was 2 months ago. And I got a comment on it. I haven't re-uploaded this anywhere else because it's like 20 odd minutes long. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, so I posted this video like a month or two ago, and someone just wrote out a Bible verse, and I'm just it's more of just a confusing comment, like a random Bible verse on a Ninjago video. And I get like quite a few of these comments on, I don't get quite a few of these comments, but like every so often I'll get a comment that's not like another Bible verse, but like a comment that like confuses me, that just completely confuses me and like baffles me. And I'm thinking, why would you ever comment that? Because the thing is, if it was on like my Geo and Co video, I would just be like, oh, they're being homophobic, and just delete the comment. Give me like 2 seconds. I think my Twitch is super delayed. All right. But like, if they posted it on the Geo and Co video, then I would be like, hey, there we go. Okay, so I was talking about how I get some super baffling comments on YouTube, right? I got a Bible verse on a Ninjago video. The thing is, just like I said, if it was on my video about yeah, exactly. Like, if it was on my Geo and Co video, then I would be like, oh, they're just being homophobic, and I would delete the comment. But it wasn't. It was on my video about Lou and Cole and their like father-son relationship. So I don't know why. You know, I'll read out the Bible verse they put in, because it's the most confusing. It's like so confusing. So they wrote, it's too man-unlovable to be true. Disrespect thy writer of thy poem that was used in thy process of creating of such a despicable explanation. I perhaps couldn't call anything more unacceptable than that could have been created by such a peasant. Them words from your mouth, you goofy nonsense abstractionist. And then I was just confused, so I copied the comment and then put it into Google, and apparently it's a Bible verse. YouTube commenters are so dramatic. Literally. And then I was just like, okay. And then I messaged my friend Ollie, who is also a streamer, like a streamer YouTuber, and I was just like, hey, I got this random comment on my YouTube, I don't know what is going on. And he was also confused. He was just like, is it a hate comment? And I was just like, I don't know. Apparently it's a Bible verse. And I told him, I just told him like what I just said, like I don't understand it if it was on the Gio and Cole video, and I would just assume they'll be homophobic. But no, it's on the Lou and Cole video where it doesn't even make sense. Like it's not even related to what I was talking about. So yeah, I don't know. YouTube commenters, like, they're just so weird for no reason. This reminds me, a few, like, I think it was like a few months ago. No, for real, they are. Literally, yeah. This reminds me, a few months ago, I was in, my friend Sugar's Discord, we do a game night like every so often. And a few months ago, we had figured out how to like view our comment history on YouTube. I think you have to go into your like Google account and like look through the settings on there or something. I don't remember. It was months ago. And I was looking back, and I've had my current YouTube account since 2018, so 7 years. And you can tell that a 13-year-old wrote some of them comments. I just cringe about some of the stuff I wrote. Like usually when I comment now, usually now I comment on, like, I mostly comment on Can's videos. I like tell her about like for example, I think the last video I commented on was Can asking about indie game recommendations, and I said, oh, I love Sticky Business. But yeah, I rarely comment on videos now, but then when I look back, I'm just like, yeah, you can tell that a 13-year-old wrote some of them comments, because some of them are just so like cringe, and I'm just like, why was I allowed on the internet back then? So yeah, yeah, and I've also had my main Twitter account since I was like 12. I've had that for 8 years. Crazy. And some of the stuff I tweeted then, just I wish there was a better sorting system for me on Twitter for me to look through all my like oldest tweets. And I would just delete all the ones from like before 2020. Even some of the ones during 2020, some of the ones during 2020, I would probably delete, because some of them are just so probably not like a cancelable bad, but just like cringe. I just always cringe whenever I look at my old tweets. And yeah, who allowed like 12-year-old me to be on the internet? Honestly. And literally the only reason I had a Twitter account when I was 12 is because my sister, I remember this very vividly, my sister and her friends were just like, hey, can you make a Twitter account and follow us all? And I think at first I was just like, no, I don't want to. And she was just like, do it. And I was just like, okay. So yeah, and I remember, so obviously I was 12, so I couldn't have a social media account then. So I fudged the birthday by a year. So I was born in 2004 when I wasn't. And then like a few years ago, I like probably back in like 2020, I was just like, yeah, I'm changing my age to my actual age now that I can actually have a social media account. And I changed it to 2005, and they locked me out of my account for like a day, and then I got it back. So yeah, why did my sister want me to make a Twitter account when I was 12? I don't know. Other than to follow her and her friends, I don't know. anyways, we've been streaming for about 20 minutes now, and I want to get into Great Ace Attorney. So we mainly just have a few bits of special contents to go through. I think for this stream, I'm probably only going to be streaming for about 2.5 hours, a little shorter than on Friday, where I streamed almost 4 hours. Like it was like 3 hours and 40 minutes because we were playing the whole of Unpacking then. And I'm turning my music down a little bit. No, wait. Oh wait. I had Great Ace Attorney turned muted on my OBS. This is a bit loud. Can I go to the auditorium? And then I don't think I can. Wait, options. Audio. Okay, I have music up, but it turns on the music in the special content, which is annoying. So we only really have a few little bits of this to go through, because our last Great Ace Attorney stream was getting like the last few achievements, and then we did a whole stream. I'm gonna lurk for a bit and have some food. All right. See it out. Thanks for the look, Cloud. We've had a look through the portraits. If you, I have so the VOD is when we looked through the portraits, we were also doing the escapades, and so I do have a separate video on YouTube that I took from the VOD that is looking at the portraits. That's looking at the portraits from Great Ace Attorney. I just took that from that VOD. Let me see. When was this? Portraits. This was 3 months ago, and it's like a 20-odd minute thing. 20-odd minute video. So yeah, and if you want to go look at the full one, it's like playing the escapades in Great Ace Attorney. Speaking of the escapades, I am like kind of in the middle of the process of like extracting each escapade from my VOD and then posting them as their own video. I have 2 up in my YouTube drafts. I have the first 2 in my YouTube drafts at the moment, and the other 6 I shall be trying to download within the next week. So yeah. Okay, so the last little bit we have is these moving pictures. Now these are fully in Japanese, but I do think that these have English subtitles, so I will probably be talking and dubbing dubbing over the subtitles. So the visuals in this video may differ from that in the actual game. So this is the great special picture or something like that. I don't know how long these are actually. Okay, Great Britain ended the 19th century, the Old Bailey courtroom. Yes. Your testimony completely contradicts the facts. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that it completely and utterly contradicts the facts. What are you doing, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Sato. Well, as I'm sure you saw, I was getting into the swing of things. Into the swing? We're going to meet someone amazing in the next year's The Great Ace Attorney game, you know. But I think the person in question is going to make a brief advanced debut here tonight. As a fellow proud young Japanese man, I want to show my fellow star what I can do. Oh, well, wonderful attitude. Still, it's a bit unsettling, isn't it? At night, in this big courtroom, I mean? You're probably still feeling scared after seeing the Hall of Horrors at the Tower of London earlier. Yeah, you've researched all the best places to visit in the capital, that's for sure. I've already planned our itinerary for tomorrow, which includes an even more terrifying exhibition. Alia, so shock, horror, enjoying non-terrifying sights. By the way, do you hear something? Well, they do say that the Old Bailey is haunted. No, please. I'm still the tenterhooks after all the talk of ghosts we heard at the tower earlier. Who's that? Oh, it's Sherlock. Of course, yes, I see it all laid out before me now. The truth, illuminated once again by another great deduction. You, sir, are without doubt a murdered Italian chef. No. Huh? Dear me, unaware of your own passing, roaming the corridors and halls of the great courthouse. Huh? When you've been killed, my dear fellow, it is customary to drop dead. Huh? You're the world famous great detective Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, you've heard of me. Ah yes, I'm a devoted follower of your wonderful exploits. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes is delivered all the way to Japan by steamship. Elementary, my dear Wilson. Oh, that's exactly why I'm reading the stories. I love Psssttt. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. Yes, that too. Are the stories full of gross delusions too, like the notion that I'm dead? A great deduction and a gross deduction are but a hairbreadth apart. Oh, that isn't what I read in the stories. Where exactly did you get the idea that I'm a murdered Italian chef? An excellent question, my dear Cordon Bleu. So shall we begin? Allow me to present Sherlock Holmes' logic and reasoning. Earlier today, I received a telegram with details of a case that prompted me to come here. An Italian chef has been murdered in the Old Bailey. An Italian chef? In the Old Bailey? Quite, I am firmly grounded in the Japanese language. There can be no mistake in my translation. I immediately observed the foreign blade at your side, clearly to slice a carpaccio. The star pattern button on of your jacket, an unmistakable mark of your skill. And your Eastern appearance might fool a layman, but not a well-travelled detective. And the bloodstained dagger in your back is a sure sign that you are no longer of this world. Accordingly, therefore, there can be no doubt you are Italian, you are a chef, and you are dead. They did say that the Old Bailey is haunted, you know. Sherlock. Sherlock, please. That great deduction was blatantly cooked up on the spot to fit the telegram. Yeah, exactly. But my dear fellow, you have a knife lodged in your spine. What other explanation can there be? This is just a plaything. Pardon? We brought them on a whim at the Hall of Horrors exhibition at the Tower of London. Don't tell me. Then you're about to make some preposterous claim about not being dead at all? It's not preposterous, I'm alive! Yeah, it's not preposterous. But if you're not a murdered Italian chef, then who the devil are you? Yeah. I'm a defense lawyer by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a visiting student from the Empire of Japan here to further my knowledge of the law. And I'm Psssttt Mikotoba. Mr. Naruhodo is judicial assistant. Oh, so you say, to mask your actual identity. The truth is you're an Italian chef. You cannot deny there's at least a distinct possibility of it. No! There isn't. Mr. Holmes, might I have a look at the telegram you received? Wait, this... You only have to read the first word to see there's a clear inconsistency. There is. Look more closely, it doesn't say Old Bailey at all. It says Old Daily. Old Daily? Oh, of course. There's an English restaurant called Old Daily just around the corner. Named after the terrifying army cannon they fire every day to bake their famous pizza. Are you sure? Oh yeah, clearly. Your interpretation of the crime scene written in that telegram was a complete mistranslation. So silly. What business does a Japanese telegram have in a British escapade anyway? Reference. And that brings us to the end of this little tale, but we shall see you soon in the game, I'm sure. You may even be astounded by more of my great deductions. And you'll certainly be astounded by the great delicacies we're cooking up for the courtroom. In that case, my dear Cordon Bleu, I dish off your finest that was a metaphor. I didn't get to read the rest of that. That was so silly, I really liked that. And then the next one is a special trial between whoever and I'm guessing Ryunosuke. And then what's his name? Phoenix. Okay, special trial 2017. September 2017. Mikuhara Mese. Oh, it's our judge. I hereby call this court to order for this retrospective called 15 Years of Racism. Jesus Christ, and that's been 20 years. Are the defense and prosecution ready to proceed? I mean, more ready. I've had a clue where I was. This is the Supreme Court of Judicature in the Empire of Japan. In the Meiji era. What? That's like a long time ago, right? Oh, maybe we'll get to meet some of our ancestors. Maya, seriously, could you be any less surprised? It would seem that some sort of time warp has taken place, but no matter. So, how about the prosecution? Are you ready to proceed? Oh, is it going to be Miles then? Or is it going to be Baroque? Ryunosuke. Well, the thing is, I'm actually a defense lawyer. Be that as it may, circumstances dictate that for today you shall stand for the prosecution. Circumstances dictate it. I think perhaps he means the power that we dictate it. I hope you don't mind I'm being rude, Mr. Prosecutor, but who exactly are you? You seem strangely familiar. That's Phoenix's ancestor. Interesting. I was just thinking the same thing. It's hard to explain. It's almost as if I know you as well as I know myself. Well, I think the fastest way to resolve this is to have you both introduce yourselves. Of course, I'm defense attorney. Phoenix right. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, I thought you might share a surname or something. But you could be brothers, couldn't you? I mean, you both had that same spikiness. Yeah, true. I think I remember I've had a long lost brother, Mr. Sato. I remember. Yeah, being told there was an attorney named Ryunosuke Naruhodo somewhere in my family tree. So you did share a surname once, and Gramps over there is one of my ancestors. What? I think she just called you a grandfather, Mr. Naruhodo. Yep. I suddenly feel very old. Yeah. Then that must mean you standing beside him, you must be one of my ancestors. Susato being Maya's ancestor. You're dignified and ladylike, and well, basically my ideal ancestor. Maya. I'm your great-great-grandson from Maya today. Oh, I'm judicial assistant Susato Mikotoba, I'm afraid. Huh? In other words, a total stranger. Come on, Maya. I just can't catch a break. I mean, wow, this is bitter disappointment. I hope you can forgive me. Oh, I know. I can fix this. You could become an honorary ancestor of the Fae family. Psssttt Fae. Well, it does have a certain ring to it, I'm sure, but I think we might have just heard the most illogical request in history. Yeah, but it really does have an awesome ring to it. Psssttt Fae. This trial discussed the 15th anniversary of Psssttt that's being celebrated this year. Well, this is celebrated 5 years later. 15th anniversary! Well, over 5 years later. You better believe it, the very first Psssttt was released back in 2001. And to celebrate that fact, we've been doing a whole bunch of stuff this year. That's right, like in January, we put on a huge event. The 15th anniversary special trial. It was so much fun. It was. It really drove home the impressiveness of our 15-year-long history. Would it? If I might be permitted to make a small observation. Oh, sure, what is it? If driving home the impressiveness of a long history was the intention, then you should have been celebrating the more than 100 years since Mr. Naruhodo's birth. More than 100 years? Oh, the impressiveness just to make me feel impressively old. Psssttt. Wonderful, wonderful. The court bows down before your ancient wisdom. Oh my god, the judge looks weird. I think they've started to worship you. Let's try not to mention the Meiji era again. Don't forget that last year we took to the stage and finally appeared in a TV anime series too. Oh shit. A new story every week. I mean, that was really ace, right? Would it? TV? Anime? What on earth are you talking about? Stop half explaining things. Oh yeah, TV wasn't invented in the 1800s. 100 years is a terrifying chasm to bridge. It really is. And there was another interesting development this year, wasn't there? An orchestral concert, the first in 9 years if I'm not mistaken. You're not mistaken, with 9 years of pent-up emotion inside, I cried so hard. Hold it. Orchestral? A concert? Ah, Western instrumental group performance. Even we ancestors know about those. Beethoven, Mozart, Bach. Oh, how delightful. Well, I've never heard of that last one, but sure, you get the idea. I think it is Bach. Things can get a bit bent out of shape when you mold Western names into Japanese. Right? Didn't they use to call Shakespeare Sow or something? You could have that cool O at the end of your name, Nico. Like O for old man. No thanks. My days ago on August 3rd. Which just looks so weird. To great anticipation across the Empire of Japan, the Great Psssttt 2 went on sale. This is that long ago. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And yeah, we really enjoyed that one. What a story. It was so moving, I was blown away. I bet you were. After all, there were a lot of loose ends I needed to tie up. Are you okay? You just touched a nerve. That's all. Probably, yeah. Your ancestor went through rather a lot, you see. Yeah, he did. They all started with our great forefathers after all. We are truly blessed to be in your presence. Forgive me, Your Honor, but that last statement of yours is riddled with contradictions. What? Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. It's been bothering me right since the start of this trial, actually. The way Mr. Naruhodo moves is very smooth, a little too smooth, I think. Oh, it is? I didn't notice. Exactly, just like that. You're right, Nick. Like when you from the bench, it's really jerky. There's only 2 frames. Out of interest, what does your objection look like? That's not actually really possible, Shirley. The point is, the jerkiness on the side of the courtroom proves that we're your predecessors. In other words, we are the ancestors here. What can I say to that? Phoenix, you're a dumbass. Perhaps you're both predecessors and ancestors of each other. If this is some sort of warp in a time, that should be entirely possible, I think. Well, I think we've covered everything now. It's time for this court to adjourn. In that case, how are we supposed to get that back on? You know, to the 21st century? Well, you could go and explore Meiji Tokyo and pass the time that way. Huh? That great imperial capital is full of wonders. I'm sure 100 years will pass just like that. I think this is a perfect opportunity to use that timeless phrase of mine, don't you? Oh, a giant predecessor performance. What a treat. All together now then, for the continued success of Psssttt. 1, 2, objection. Might I put the face on? You know what they say, what goes around comes around. Goodbye for now, everybody. See you again soon. Oh my god. Oh my god, the judge... Like, when the judge would nod, the animation looked so weird. I don't know how to explain it. Okay. So I've got these as well, the 7 days of sin. So we've got a lot of these. So I've got... Each of those took about 10 minutes, so each of these should take about 10 minutes each. Ryunosuke Naruhodo 7 days of sin. Evening of day 1. I have no idea what this entails. 2nd of July, 5 PM, the Old Bailey Courtroom. Okay, we've got jurors, Herlock, Psssttt, and Ryunosuke, and the judge. I hereby call to order this trial of the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, and the counsels for the prosecution and the defense ready to proceed. Judicial Assistant Psssttt Mikatowa for the defense is ready, my lord. For the prosecution, I, Herlock Sholmes, naturally stand in full readiness. And I'm not ready for this at all. His face. I don't even know why is that I'm supposed to have done. No, that's right. When I heard that Mr. Naruhodo was in trouble, I heard here at once. But I have no information about the charge brought against him at all. I haven't done anything. The Great Ace Attorney is due to go on sale next week. I'm just trying to keep a low profile prepared mentally. Mr. Naruhodo, your brazenness knows no bounds. To call yourself a defense lawyer, having committed no less than 7 crimes of the most serious nature. Wait, 7 crimes? Why are you talking about, Mr. Sholmes? Until every one of these unforgivable felonies have been fully examined in this courtroom. I shall not step down from this bench. That's what I'm talking about, my dear fellows. You do realise that that's the prosecution counsel's bench, don't you? I don't believe you should have stepped up to it in the first place. Thank you, counsels. Now let's hear the charge brought by the prosecution. As I said, there are 7 charges against the accused, to be heard in 7 consecutive trials this week. This evening we examine the first of those charges. A most disturbing crime. What crime of what Mr. Naruhodo stands accused? Of leaking information, Mr. Sato, as well as you well know. Huh? Leaking information? I still remember it clearly, the words out of the accused's mouth last night at the restaurant. The topic of conversation turned to the Great Ace Attorney to be released next week. You recall, I presume, what blurred from your lips with no regard for the public setting? Well, I think it was something like... Can't believe the Great Ace Attorney goes on sale next week. I can't wait to see what the curious deductions Mr. Sholmes comes up with this time. Precisely, there you have it, my great gripe in a nutshell. This great detective's appearance in this title was supposed to be a great secret, a surprise. I didn't want to become knowledge. Speaking of it, I am lost now. I couldn't ramble through all that. Really? Mr. Sholmes' curious deductions, both undeniable spoilers. Would it? think it's reasonable to say that Mr. Naruhodo's words were simply information, not spoilers. And I do believe that your appearance, Mr. Sholmes, is already highly anticipated. In fact, that alone may account for many people's interest in the game. Of all the words I used to describe your appearance, rapturous isn't one of them. I wonder if perhaps your real gripe is that the descriptions of curious? You appear to see the seriousness of this crime, my learned friend Psssttt. You believe it to be trifle, but in the world of mystery there is nothing so important as trifles. The accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo has been committed the willful and callous act of really spoilers for which the prosecution seeks the hardest of sentences. In summary then, the court must decide the following. In the contents of a tale of mystery, in which every detail, is it or is it not a crime to utter in public that which has already been made public? All people have a right to knowledge, naturally, but they also have a right to ignorance. The prosecution has called for strict penal action. The defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo's fate is now in the hands of the jury. Do you find him guilty or innocent? What do you say, juror? Until tomorrow evening then, please deliberate carefully. Help me! Okay, I'm gonna see if I can turn the text speed all the way down. To be continued. I'm gonna see if I can turn the text speed down so I can actually read through it properly. Settings. Gameplay. Okay, I'm turning that up to 3 seconds. And seeing if it will actually slow down enough. Moving pictures. Okay, now I've got the education. So in this first one, in the indictment, it was saying, oh, Ryunosuke is being guilty of being like accused of revealing spoilers, pretty much. But then Psssttt was arguing, hey, it's not necessarily spoilers, because it was already public information, basically. I need a drink after rambling through that first one. So these seems to be like 7 to 10 minutes in length. These ones. Oh, the little animals in the audience. Okay, we're back in the Old Bailey. The jury has reached a decision about the first charge brought against Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Does the defense wish to make a closing statement? Myself and my client are very much opposed to the leaking of information, my lord. However, a few minor spoilers can't really hurt, surely. I mean, just the fact that Mr. Sholmes will appear in. Objection. A few minor spoilers, you say? You fail to grasp the magnitude of the situation. The appearance of this great detective can never be described as minor. The prosecution's last statement, an entire argument, is completely inconsistent. I beg your pardon? If, as you say, you wish to keep the news of your appearance a secret, Mr. Sholmes, then standing for the prosecution in this public trial as you are, that very act is surely a spoiler in itself. Yeah. I couldn't deny that isn't a possibility that doesn't make some logical sense. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, state your leanings to the court. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. My favourite jurors. Except for like the third guy. I don't like him. I don't like him. I wish we got him with I don't remember his name. The bank guy. Well, it would appear that the matter is settled then. All the girl that looks like could be 7 days sooner Ryunosuke Naruhodo. On this occasion, the court finds you not guilty. I was saying, no, you finished reading this. Dear me, not a conclusion I would expect it from a logical and reasonable jury, I would say. Thank you very much. Would it? Happens to know of a certain gentleman who would thoroughly and strange, who's further as a result of everything the spells you do. Then I know you're kind only too well. You're the sort of person who would blithely say to someone new to Sherlock Sholmes stories, Sholmes, you say, oh yeah, wasn't he the man who dies in the end? And such like. But then later on it turns out that he didn't actually die at all, and so on. He's right, there should have been a spoiler alert at the start of this trial. But I'm sure the details aren't quite right. I hereby call an end to this, the first of the defendant's trials. I trust you shall all attend the next trial. Hopefully it will go as well as today, and Mr. Naruhodo will be acquitted again. This is all. Court is adjourned until the second trial. I didn't get to read all that. To be continued. The text speed hasn't slowed down, but I'm going to try and read all of that. We now have day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the final day. So yeah, let's try and get through as much as possible. We do have about less than 7 minutes to the ad, by the way. So I think after this indictment, I'm gonna wait through the ad. Okay. Evening of day 2. Oh yeah, I was saying earlier how I would prefer the woman with the bee costume, the gas lady, instead of juror number 3. I hate juror number 3. Oh, that's Kazuma. I hereby call to order this trial the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, and the counsel for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed with the second trial. Kazuma Asogi for the defense, my lord. Yes, I'm ready. Herlock Sholmes for the prosecution, my lord. As ever, in complete and utter readiness. And as I as ever am in complete and utter unreadiness. What I say this time, I really have no idea what I'm supposed to have done. The crime of which you are stand accused tonight, my dear fellow, is that of dishonoring a lady. Dishonoring? At a lady? Indeed, the accused judicial assistant, in fact. Psssttt. Judicial assistant Mikotoba? I still remember it clearly, the words out of the accused's mouth last night at the restaurant. As the lady in question arose from her seat to leave, he noticed she had forgotten her purse. You recall, I presume, what blurted from your lips, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah, well, I think it was something like this. It was something like, oh, yeah, looks like Susato-san's purse. I think you're forgetting something, Susato-san. Objection, the accused insulted the lady by mispronouncing her name not once, but 3 times. The first time you didn't mispronounce it, hold it. Yes, certainly to call one's own judicial assistant by the wrong name is a graceless blunder, but... No, but my learned friend for the third time of Psssttt was ferociously close to Susato-san. Swan, just try for yourself, try to say that name 3 times in a row and see how you get on. You'll quickly find that it's harder than your own average tongue twister. The truth is, names that look pretty so people are death trapped to the mouth. The accused has wrought a great disgrace with an ill-fated twist of the tongue, for which the prosecution seeks the harshest of sentences. In summary then, the court must decide the following. It's failing to say Susato-san correctly 3 times in rapid succession, a crime worthy of punishment, or merely a result of a punishing name for the tongue. The most beautiful names have a right to be pronounced beautifully. The prosecution has called for strict penal action. We shall reconvene at 5 tomorrow. You defendant, You find him guilty or innocent. What say you, juror? Until tomorrow, then. We'll see how this case ends. Help me! Okay. I think I'll have a look through the second part of this day. Okay, day 2. The jury has reached a decision about the second charge brought against Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Does the defense wish to make a closing statement? It's clear that names with too many S sounds next to each other are very hard to say. So if anyone is guilty here, it's whoever conceived of such a name in the first place. Objection. I'm afraid that sort of chinchananery won't help you here. You see, I've been a step ahead of you from the start. What do you mean a step ahead? Susato-san is a child's play. You Japanese have vowels between your S's. But we Englishmen stare together in the face with the Finnish triple S with Susato. What? Go ahead, try it if you dare. A rapid fire triple Miss Susato. Miss Susato. Susato-san! Objection. I said ahead, that last claim of yours was a step too far. I beg your pardon? Since the beginning of this trial, I've been paying careful attention to your pronunciation, Mr. Sholmes. And I'd say you've been doing your utmost to avoid saying the name of the lady in question. Ah. It's always been the lady in question or your judicial assistant of some such. Why? Simple. Because you know that you're very likely to dishonor the lady by mispronouncing her name yourself. I couldn't deny that that isn't something about which I haven't been not even slightly worried. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, state your leanings for the court. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Ooh. Of course it's gonna be not guilty. It's gonna be not guilty all the time. Well, it would appear that the matter is settled then. 7 days sin and Ryunosuke Naruhodo. On this occasion, the court finds you not guilty. Dear me, not the conclusion I would have expected from a logical and reasonable jury, I must say. Thank you very much. I hereby call an end to this, the second of the defendant's trials this week. I trust you shall all attend the next trial. It looks as though my job here is done, partner. Thanks, Kazuma. I'll treat Susato-san to something sweet to say sorry. Good idea. I'm sure Judicial Assistant Mikotoba would be touched. You're trying to avoid saying it too, aren't you? The lady in question's name. Well, he technically did say it. That is all. Court is adjourned until the third trial tomorrow morning. He technically did say her name though, because her last name is Mikotoba. So he just found a loophole and just called her Judicial Assistant Mikotoba, which he calls her anyways. So yeah, okay, how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 more to do in like the space of like an hour and a half. So, well, the space of like, yeah, in an hour and a half. I want to get this, they're starting soon by the way, but yeah, I want to get these done by 10 at the latest. Because I have exams tomorrow at 10. And I want to get decent enough sleep, and yeah, and I need to wash my hair as well, actually. What should I ramble on about? Because I don't want to watch another one of these while the ad is playing. Because then by the time I finish one of them, by the time I finish the indictment, then we'll have to, after the ad is finished, we'll move on to the education, which non-subscribers will be confused to. So yeah, we'll think it. We'll start back up again with these after the ad. After I know the ad is done. So yeah. What was I gonna say? What should I ramble on about during this ad? We can have a look at. I was gonna say we can have a look at the other stuff. But like we already have like played all of these pretty much. I mean, we haven't really had a look even in the auditorium. I think I'm gonna look at the voice lines. I feel like most of these voice lines we've heard within the actual game itself. Like for example, we have objection. Where Susato's hold it. Objection. Just objection. Yeah, we just had that objection. earlier, actually. And I do quite like some of Baroque's voice lines, actually. Like, for example, this one.
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such.
Yeah, so I really like his voice lines. Yeah, I really like his voice lines. I think, though, I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like I expected that his voice would be a bit like, just kind of like louder, I guess. Like if you compare it to like Ryunosuke's.
Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Like his voice line seems, he just seems to like naturally speak a bit more louder, I guess, than Baroque. Like there's some that are just perfect. Like for example, maybe Psssttt.
It really is a dream come true.
Voice line perfect. Iris.
The tea's brewed, and I have some freshly baked biscuits as well.
Yeah, perfect.
Objection!
I don't know what it is
I
about
have
Kazuma.
faith in you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, as a lawyer and as a friend.
I don't know what it is about Kazuma's voice. I don't know. But like his voice seems like slightly off, but it's not like a big deal. Like, I don't know what voice I was expecting for Kazuma, but not the voice he has, but like the voice he has now is pretty good. It's just not what I expected. So yeah, and the ad is almost over, so we'll move back over to the moving pictures. So yeah, and welcome back from the ad. Let's have a drink before we move on to day 3. Okay, day 3. What's he going to be accused of this time? The Old Bailey courtroom. I hereby call to order this trial the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Are counsel for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed with this fair trial? Iris Wilson for the defense. I'm ready for anything, my lord. She's too sharp for this. Herlock Sholmes for the prosecution, my lord. As ever, in complete and utter readiness. And I, as ever, am completely unprepared. This is getting ridiculous. Night after night, my name is being dragged through the mud. And this night, you stand accused of overindulgence. Do you recall, I presume, the incident in question? Objection! Of course I don't recall it. I've never ever heard of an overindulgence in a crime. And yet you've perfectly illustrated my point. Here we go. Hold it. The defense demands that Hurley explains what he's talking about. Perhaps before that, we might be able to bring the defense up to a slightly higher level. An excellent suggestion. Pray, where are the potato crates kept in this courtroom? Oh, what a good view I have from up here. And what a charming young lawyer we had hiding in the courtroom. Well, she's not a lawyer, she's an inventor. The accused will, of course, be aware of the name Hiro Shimona. Oh, well, oh yes, the lovely Japanese voice actor who reads all Runo's lines. Voice actor, you blaming me for that now? I refer, of course, to the studio recording of your objection line. You remember the occasion. Tell the court, how many takes did you demand for the nebulous reasons of being dissatisfied? I don't actually remember, but I imagine it was rather a lot. 16 takes on that one little phrase, without sparing a single thought for Mr. what was his name? Shimano? Voicing vocal cords. Good gracious indeed, my lord, but that is not all. The following day, for reasons being best known to only the accused, dissatisfaction struck again. It tells Mr. Shimono had to perform a further 12 takes, despite the fact that only a single objection soundbite is used in the game. What? The accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo is charged with the objection over the indulgence of Mr. Shimono's voice lines, for which the prosecution seeks the harshest sentence. In summary, then, the court must decide the following. Is 28 takes of objection indicative of pernicativeness or what? No doubt the final objection was an expression of Mr. Shimono's true feelings on the matter. You could be onto something, Harley. Guilty is charged, I think. Iris! Is it Iris? Isn't a defense lawyer supposed to be on the side of the defendant? Yeah, Iris! The prosecution has called for the strict penal action. Defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Do you find him guilty or innocent? What say you, Dra? I didn't get to read all that. I need to go and cook dinner now, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Oh, she's so cute with her glasses down like that. Help me! She's so cute with her goggles down like that. So he's being charged with the overindulgence of re-recording voice lines. Okay. Education. What do we find him? What do we find him? I find him not guilty. Find the potato cake crates for her to stand on. The jury has reached a decision about the third charge brought against Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Let's see defense wish to make a closing statement. While the defense has been making some inquiries and discovered vital evidence. You have, Iris? Well, most intriguing. Something relevant to this case? Oh yeah, very well relevant. It's all here in this file. As you said yesterday, Helen, poor Mr. Shimono had to perform that objection 28 times in total, but it turns out that the tape that was actually used in the end was the very first one. Jesus Christ. What a cruel taskmaster. You're right, Iris, that was new information. But did you really need to share it with the court? It may interest you to know that objection we just heard was take number 23. Forgive me. So pray tell the court, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how do you find the accused? Guilty. 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 Guilty, yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. 28 takes is a lot. Seeing as though the first take, only the first take was used, yeah. That's understandable, yeah. But it appears that the jurors are unanimous in their decision. 7 days today, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. On this occasion, the court finds you guilty. And an unsurprising result, the worldly ladies and gentlemen of this jury are great allies of mine. Dramatic watch. I hereby call an end to this, the third of the defendant's trials this week. I trust you shall all attend the next trial. I think you got your just desserts there, Bruno, don't you? That is all. Court is adjourned until the fourth trial tomorrow evening. To be fair though, Iris didn't put up much of a defense there. So like, we kind of like, of course he was going to be found guilty. Like, come on Iris, come on. I know you're just 10, but like, you can put on a better defense than that, surely. Okay, day 4. Okay, which one is this one? This one. Okay, we've got to settle back. I hereby call to order this trial the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed with this fourth trial. Judicial assistant Psssttt Mikatoba for the defense, my lord. I am ready. Herlock Sholmes for the prosecution, my lord. In full readiness, as I'm sure you would expect. I'm starting to even get strangely used to spending my evenings in this dock. But I really shouldn't be here. The great attorney's release is... Hold it. That, my dear fellow, illustrates your crime to a title misspelling. Sorry, what does? Could it be that you're referring to the title of the work itself, Mr. Sholmes? The Great Ace Attorney? Very astute, my dear madam. The uninspiring preposition of great to front is quite frankly an affront to the original title of Ace Attorney. Hold it. But it's a rather good title, isn't it? The Great Ace Attorney. Just in case anybody cares, I'm not the one responsible for it. Besides, any enduring follower of Capcom's titles would recognize the addition of Great, as against to the addition of Super, which did. You advocate for the title. Like, why would the prosecution's suggestion be for the title, may I ask? Well, I should think. The great Detective Sherlock Holmes and his sublime sepia deductions and such like. Too long! I feel that maybe a little long, and in many ways, the protagonist is really Mr. Naruhodo. In many ways, Mr. Sato and Mr. Jones. The trouble is your full name is too long. It's been suggested it's hard to use. You can't casually throw in an anonymous party's opinion to it. That's not playing by the rules. The real issue here is that as a title, the Great Ace Attorney makes all preceding titles seem somewhat less than great by comparison. Oh dear, I'll be back on that again. In summary, the court must decide the following. Is the Great Ace Attorney a tip-top title or a tawdry one? It's not too late, you know. There's still time to imbue the title with the prosecution. Words. Tell me words. You find him guilty or innocent. What say you, Jura? Words. So many words. This is the second time defending Mr. Naruhodo, but don't worry, I have something up my sleeve. Help me! I'm guessing that this was like some sort of like this was some sort of advertisement for the Great Ace Attorney on like Capcom Japan's website. Seeing as though it's all in Japanese, and seeing as though it's all in Japanese and with English subtitles. So, and they're just like, oh, we'll reconvene at 5 tomorrow. So, yeah, okay. Adjudication. He's not guilty because he didn't come up with the title. Judge has reached a decision about the fourth charge against Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Does the defense wish to make a closing statement? It seems that there was a particular constraint when the title was being decided. Senior Capcom staff was insisting that Ace Attorney should feature in the title somewhere. Yeah, that's right, which is why its creative team came up with suggestions such as Ace Attorney Renaissance and Ace Attorney Democracy. There's also Ace Attorney Industrial Revolution and Ace Attorney in London. I was hearing there's another candidate put forward. Sholmes and the Ace Attorney. Oh, why was that not chosen? You're not the main character. That last statement of yours, Mr. Sholmes, is completely inconsistent with your earlier argument. Something I said is inconsistent? 3 days ago on the first police charge, you made something very clear. That your appearance in this title was to be a closely guarded secret. Yeah! That being the case, if the title you were hoping for had been chosen, it would be amounted to be an unforgivable spoiler. Yeah, come on, Sherlock. I couldn't deny that those aren't the words that didn't perhaps usher from my lips not so very long ago. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, state your leanings for the court. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. And not guilty. Woohoo! Woohoo! It would appear that the jurors are unanimous in their decision. 7-day sinner Ryunosuke Naruhodo. On this occasion, this court finds you not guilty. Oh. Dear me, not the conclusion I would have expected from a logical and reasonable jury, I must say. Boo. Thank you very much. Let's all boo Sherlock. Sherlock even. I trust you shall all attend the next trial. It's 3 days now until the game goes on sale. I do hope you'll attend tomorrow. That is all. Court is adjourned until the 5th trial tomorrow evening. Woohoo! Okay, next trial. To be continued. Okay, all we have really is 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have day 5, Oh, we only have 5 more, and these all take 5 minutes. So these, like, 10 minutes. So these should all lead us until like the end of stream, pretty much. Okay, day 5. Day 5.
罪深き7日間第5夜
Oh, we've got Casimir again. I hereby call to order this trial the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed with this 5th trial. Casimir Sogi for the defense, my lord. I'm ready for anything. Hello, Shows for the prosecution. I assure you, I'm quite ready. This is a waste of time. All of our energy should be focused on one thing right now. There are only 3 days left before the release date of the Greatest Attorney. And there, my lord, is the perfect example of the crime for which the accused stands trial this evening. Mr. Naruhodo, you recall, I presume, your suspicious behaviour of a moment ago. Suspicious behaviour? What are you talking about? Your eyes, my dear fellow, your eyes. 2 enormous dinner plates crammed into that dated head with a lone raisin rolling around on each. Never before has the world seen a defense lawyer with such a trusty... I don't know. What my learned friend fails to appreciate is that the resolve expressed by the defendant in the antechamber. The trial's about to get underway at last. I'm hungry for this win. So while those dinner plate eyes might seem to suggest the defendant is scared, what they really show is the size of his appetite for victory. Sadly, that is not the only telltale sign of the accused's panic-stricken mind. What? Though outside from your side of the courtroom, I assure you the dinner plates are the tip of the iceberg. For underneath the dock, the accused's knees are knocking louder than his lordship's gavel. Ah! A clear indication of how shaken he is, as evidenced by all but 2 of the raisins being shaken off the plates. What is Sherlock now? Apollo Justice? What? The accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo is charged with disastrously dinner plate eyes, for which the prosecution seeks the harshest of sentence. In summary then, the court must decide the following. Our wide eyes and knocking knees an unavoidable display of nerves or an unforgivable distraction for the lawyer. I suggest you start looking for more raisins before we can meet at 5 tomorrow for education. Defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo's fate is now in the hands of you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Did you find him guilty or innocent? What say you, jury? This is a trial that we can't afford to lose. My reputation as a lawyer is at stake. Help me! He's going to be found guilty. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Okay, adjudication. He's going to be found guilty, I'm sure of it. Well, it's only a few minutes each, so we can easily watch all of these before 10. The jury has reached a decision about the 5th charge brought against Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Are there any closing statements to be made? Woefully wide eyes and cacophonic knocking knees. You Japanese have a curious manner. It's almost as if you wish to draw attention to your foibles. What did you just say? It is quite the most ridiculous thing. At times I think you're 2 plates short of dinner set. I presume that's supposed to be some witty British idiom, is it? Probably. Is that the best the world famous great detective can do? Time to hear the court's decision, I think, don't you? So for it out, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how do you find the accused? Guilty? Guilty. 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 Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we knew that. We kind of knew that. He just always looks like a nervous wreck in the courtroom. It would appear that the jurors are unanimous in their decision. 7 days to the Ryunosuke Naruhodo. On this occasion, this court finds you guilty. An unsurprising result, the worthy ladies and gentlemen of the jury are great allies of mine. I Hereby call an end to this, the fifth of the defendant's trials this week. Talking about us Japanese like that, it's brazen mockery. Quite brazen crockery indeed. No, mockery. But really there's no need for dried or sour grapes. Curse you. Yeah, come on Herlock. Mr. Shum should really think about raising the bar a bit, I think. That's all. Court is adjourned until the 6th trial tomorrow evening. Okay, we have 2 more trials left actually. And it's on one which too far for like an hour and a half. Okay, yeah, we've got these 3 left, and then we can just chat for a bit. Okay, day 6, indictment.
なるほど龍之介の罪深き7日間第6夜
Okay, let's go. Okay, we've got Iris again! I love Iris. I have a call to the orders, trial of defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo, and the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed with this 6th trial. Iris Wilson, my lord. Humbly representing the defense, I am ready. Thank you, yes. Herlock shows for the prosecution. Ready and eager to proceed, my lord. This stock is starting to feel like my home port now. But how many times do I have to experience a sinking feeling before you're satisfied? Indeed, that very question brings us neatly to the crime of the day. What have you got, Hurley? How many times must the accused, or rather the accused and his defense lawyering dynasty, stand accused in the dock before they are satisfied? What? A defense lawyering dynasty? What? You recall, I presume, your future relation by the name of Phoenix Wright? I can't say the name rings a bell now. You literally just met him. Like an hour ago. He is like you, or will be, a defense lawyer destined for the dock. Twice. No doubt his fate was predetermined by yours, which has seen you charged with 7 crimes lately. Between the pair of you, therefore, that's a total of 9 Hold it! Oh, 9 crimes. One of the 7 times isn't even part of the game, Hurley. It's an escape room event. An event? Pray, what do you mean, Iris? Having heard of it, murder at the Old Bailey has been hugely popular up and down the country. One like the public enjoys seeing Mr. Naruhodo sweat as much as I. And 5 of the 7 appearances are the 5 trials that I've had to endure this week. None of these have anything to do with the game at all. Nevertheless, it's a poor protagonist who's so closely acquainted with the dock. That's going on sale. If this trend continues, one can only presume that great tribulations as well as trials awaits in the dock yourself. I don't know what he said. The accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo is charged with excessive appearances of his dynasty in the dock, for which the prosecution seeks the harshest of sentences. In summary then, the court must decide the following. For members of the Naruhodo clan, whose role as protagonists in these tales are to uphold the law, is a total of 9 appearances in the dock unsurprising or unforgivable. I have little doubt that the number will continue to increase, as early as tomorrow evening, in fact. I look forward to that. The prosecution has called for strict penal action. We shall reconvene at 5 tomorrow for education. Did you find him guilty or innocent? What say you, Jara? It is exciting though, isn't it? Wondering if Bruno will be convicted or not. Help me! How was Phoenix convicted twice? Because he was convicted in Turnabout. Not convicted, but like asked to appear in, like, been the main suspect. Because he was the suspect in Turnabout Memories. And then he was the suspect in Turnabout Trump. I swear he's been at the hold of the been like suspected of murder more times. Let me see. Because it was Turnabout Trump. Turnabout Trump. Turnabout Beginning. Not Turnabout Beginnings. Turnabout Memories. Oh, and then there was the Clash trial as well, where he stood accused of stealing Miles's money. But like in actual court, it was only 2 cases, I think. I think it was only 2 cases. Yeah, I think it was only Turnabout. I think it was only. Oh, I think the reason I'm thinking that is because of the Defence Culpability Act, maybe. Because if you don't remember, in Spirit of Justice, Phoenix goes to the Kingdom of Khura'in, and in Khura'in, I think it was either Inga or Garan who put in the Defence Culpability Act. And this basically means if a defence lawyer's if the defendant is found guilty, then the defence lawyer will also be found guilty and be given the same punishment. That's probably what I was thinking of, because we had 3. Yeah, we had 3 cases in Khura'in. Oh yeah, because there were 6 cases in there were 6 cases in Spirit of Justice. 3 of them occurred in Khura'in, and then the other 3 were the Magical Turnabout Storyteller, and then Turnabout Time Traveler, which all happened in Japanifornia. So yeah. Okay. Let's see if he's been found guilty. I feel like he would be found guilty. The jury has reached a decision about the 6th charge brought against Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Are there any closing statements? The prosecution acknowledges the recent rise in prominence of the so-called Dark Hero. The modern age has ushered the demise of protagonists of my kind, guileless genius. Oh hell, that was a masterstroke, he didn't even bat an eyelid. However, a hero so dark his suit is as black as pitch and the The opposites in the court are shaped too far. Over... I think he overlooked something here. He said something about black pudding. Pardon? Nearly all the main characters that have appeared in Ace Attorney of the years have been defendants of some description of awesome form. What are you saying? I'm saying that being in the dock is a sure sign of a venerable Ace Attorney hero. Oh shit, yeah. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, state your leaning to the court. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. And not guilty. I'm gonna ramble on a bit after this. It appears that the jurors are unanimous in their decision. 7 days in of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. On this occasion, the court finds you not guilty. Yeah, I mean, not a conclusion I would have expected from a logical and reasonable jury, I must say. Thank you very much. I hereby call an end to this, the 6th of the defendants' trials this week. The next trial is to be the last. I trust you shall all be in attendance. That's right, tomorrow's the day at last, the release date. That is all. Court is adjourned until the final trial tomorrow evening. Okay, I'm trying to think. So all Ace Attorney protagonists. So I'm just gonna count this as like every single person that we play as. So that being Phoenix, who has been so there's a Phoenix, right? Then there is Mia Faye, Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Susato Mikotoba, and Miles Edgeworth. So Phoenix, as I said before, was the suspect in Turnabout Memories and Turnabout Trump. Mia Faye has never been as far as we know, has never been suspected of murder. And then who did I say next? Apollo. Apollo, I don't remember if he's ever been a suspect. I have a feeling he was a suspect in Turnabout Countdown. Was he the suspect in Turnabout Countdown? I have a feeling in Dual Destinies he was. I feel like he was the suspect. Let me see. Oh no, he wasn't the suspect in Turnabout Countdown. That was Juniper. Wait. What are the Dual Destiny cases again? There's Turnabout Countdown, there's Turnabout, I've just looked it up. Let me see. What are the cases? There's Turnabout for Tomorrow. So there's Turnabout Countdown, Monstrous Turnabout, Turnabout Academy, Cosmic Turnabout, Turnabout for Tomorrow, and Turnabout Reclaimed. I don't think he wasn't the defendant in any of these, because Countdown was Juniper, Monstrous was Jinxie. No, Monstrous was Damien, sorry. Academy was Juniper again, I think. Cosmic Turnabout was Starbuck, and then Turnabout for Tomorrow was Athena, and then Turnabout Reclaimed was the Arca. So yeah, and then okay, just like I said, anyways. So yeah, I don't think he's actually been accused of a crime. I'm trying to think. Wait. Okay, no. So I was just thinking then, was he the suspect in the second case of Spirit of Justice? But then I remembered case 2 of Spirit of Justice was the magical turnabout, and that was when Trucy was the defendant. So yeah, I don't think he's ever been. Has he ever been the defendant? No, I don't think he was. I don't think he has been. But yeah. Anyways, Athena has been convicted once in Turnabout. Not convicted. She was the defendant for Turnabout for Tomorrow for being a suspect in Clay's death and Metis's death. And then who else was there? That I said Ryunosuke has been the defendant twice in the first 2 cases of Adventures, and then Susato hasn't been a defendant. Miles, he was. I think he's been on trial twice. Not trial, but he's been a suspect because he was the defendant in Turnabout Goodbyes, and then he was the suspect in Turnabout Airlines. And then I don't think he's ever been a suspect again in the investigations games. No, he's not been the suspect. So yeah. Anyways, we've got one last day.
なるほど龍之介の罪深き7日間最終夜。
Okay, we're back in the Old Bailey. Oh, it's Susato, Kazuma, and Ryunosuke. Himeko Tada, this trial defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, are the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready for the final trial. Turn up shows for the prosecution, my lord, quite ready, I assure you. Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the defense, I'm more ready than I've ever been. Well, so you're vacating the dock in favour of the defences bench at last. For the past 6 days, I've watched my friends work tirelessly to advocate for me. But tonight I'm defending myself. I'll show you Miller. That's a somewhat ambitious turn of phrase, Mr. Naruhodo. Let's hope it's not you, Ryunosuke. Oh yeah, that was a bit unclear. Laudable determination, Mr. Naruhodo. And most timely for this evening's proceedings call for redoubled efforts. You see, what great crime? What great crime is he talking about? Order! Mr. Sholmes, to what are you referring? What is this alleged great crime? Very well, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I hereby formally charge you of the most serious and most heinous crime. It's gonna be the silliest one yet. The crime of... This farce has gone on long enough. Barrock. I am Lord Barrock Vanzi. Am I? It's the legendary prosecutor known from London as the Reaper of the Bailey. The Reaper? 7 days to the Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The charge is murder. Hey. What else did I expect? Don't be ridiculous. The defense dismisses the charge outright. I didn't do it. I would never kill anyone. Those eyes please me. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. You will be tried in your own land in the Far East, the Empire of Japan. Court will convene tomorrow, the 9th of July. Rest assured you haven't seen the last of me, my Nipponese friend. The time has finally come, Mr. Naruhodo. It's the 9th tomorrow. Well then, it's time to get going. Prosecutor Barrock Vanzi, ladies and gentlemen of the international jury, I swear I'll prove my innocence. I will win. In the full version of the game, the Great Ace Attorney. The Empire of Japan, after opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation, brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story. We must solve this case now, Naruhodo-san, by ourselves if we have to. So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. I will become a lawyer. I have to. I know you can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I have complete faith in you. Now I shall be observing keenly from the wings. Some help would be appreciated, actually, Mr. Sholmes. From the Empire of Japan to the Empire of Great Britain, a budding lawyer and a great detective, brought together in the most extraordinary of circumstances. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. On sale tomorrow. Well, oh, we've already played through this entire duology. What do you have to say, Elog? Oh? You don't want to say this is the end? But what if a great crime I had prepared for Mr. Knight? How do hope you go rest without it? Never mind, Harley. We just have to wait for Rena and the others at Baker Street. At least we can play the Great Ace Society to pass the time. Yeah, you're quite right. We shall be waiting faithfully in London. And so until we meet again, I remain your humble savant, Herlock Sholmes. To be continued in the full version by Capcom. Those were fun. Those were fun to have a look through. And that concludes Great Ace Attorney. For now at least. If they ever do make another Great Ace Attorney game, then I will adore it. And oh my god, I have 99.5 hours. Should we just keep it open for another half hour to make it 100? No, I'll just keep it at 99.5. Yeah, that was fun. And obviously the murder they're talking about is the murder of John Wilson from the first case. And yeah, oh my god, I absolutely love the Great Ace Attorney. It's so fun, it's so silly, and yeah, I love it. So yeah, what should I ramble on about? Yeah, I don't know. I want to stream for another like 15 more minutes ish. So yeah. I just love the Great Ace Attorney. I'm really glad that I got to play it. I assume that those trials were... What have I got in my hair? I swear I had something, like a bit of like fluff in my hair or something. Anyways, I assume that those 7 trials were like, you know, aired in Japan or like on like Capcom's channel. Obviously on like, I don't know if Capcom has like separate channels for like separate languages, like Capcom Japan or Capcom US or whatever. But like I assume it would have been on like Capcom or like even like TV or something. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed them. I assume that like there would be like some sort of like voting system. People could vote in and be like, oh, is Ryunosuke guilty of these crimes, you know, these like silly little crimes, and that he obviously never gets punished for those because that literally just adds for the game. And if my playthrough hasn't convinced, if my playthrough or of the entire Great Ace Attorney, or am I looking at the extra content hasn't convinced you to play Great Ace Attorney, then I don't know what will. So yeah, that was fun. So yeah. Okay, oh yeah, I just remembered. So I reviewed like a few other things that I want to quickly ramble on about for the past like 15 minutes of stream. Last night I was on Chaos Craft, right? And I was just doing, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so I've added another room onto I've made another room in the base, in my base, and it's like a little like library area where I'm gonna put like all the enchanted books and stuff. I need to continue extending it because I don't have that much room yet to put all the enchantments, so I need to kind of extend it out. But I was also doing a few other little bits, like smelting some stuff, and I got like, and I think when I was like digging out the part when I wanted the room to go, I got a few ores, like some copper and iron and stuff, because that's what it's like when you live in like the side of, in like, this is what happens when you live like underground or like in the side of like a ravine. So I put them in the furnaces and I got to 30 levels. And I was just thinking, oh, I need another Silk Touch pickaxe, because basically I already have 2 golden Silk Touch pickaxes, but Silk Touch pickaxes, well no, golden pickaxes actually have kind of shit durability. So I was just like, okay, with my lighthouse, I want to move the glass slightly, and I don't want to keep like adjusting the glass and then having to smelt some random stuff to get XP to like mend my golden pickaxe. So I was just like, okay, I'll just wait until I have enough levels so I can then enchant until then I can enchant a diamond pickaxe, so then I can get so I can get diamond pickaxe so I can get enough levels to then enchant a diamond pickaxe with silk touch. So I got enough levels. I got 30 levels, and then I was like, oh, we already have like some spare diamond pickaxes, cause I'd been like trading with one of my villagers. One of my villagers sells diamond pickaxes. My blacksmith villager. So I was just like, okay, I'll just go use one of those and enchant it, see if I get silk touch. I got silk touch on that diamond pickaxe, so I immediately slapped mending on it, and I was just okay, I want to put some more enchantments on it, efficiency. So I enchanted 2 more books, because I only really had 2 more books because I used all the leather on bookcases to decorate the new library. So I think I do have some other books in my little office room in the base. So I might just take those and just enchant them. But I do need to kill some more cows and stuff to get some more leather. To make some more books. But yeah, I got Unbreaking on one of the books, and I was just like, I might as well put Unbreaking on on the pickaxe. So I put Unbreaking on the pickaxe, and I put it on there. And yeah, we have another. I have a silk touch pickaxe that I can now use on the glass on the lighthouse. So yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna end stream here actually, because I don't really have that much to talk about, and I am gonna stream tomorrow anyways. After my exam, I'm gonna stream on Chaoscraft, and I think tomorrow I'm gonna try and decorate and sort out my lighthouse. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna raid out to Spanky. He's doing a little birthday stream. So yeah, let's go raid Spanky. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this stream. It's a little shorter than usual, but whatever. We'll be probably doing it 2.5 hour stream tomorrow. And so yeah, tomorrow 8:30 p.m. BST maybe. Depends on what time I want to stream tomorrow, because tomorrow's stream could be more a flexible time. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I shall see you tomorrow. Bye guys. Bye.